Joseline Hernandez makes surprise debut. Preview. In a surprise move, Joseline Hernandez will be making splash on Married to Medicine, having risen to prominence on Love and Hip Hop. Atlanta, the outspoken reality star has spent her time since departing the show enjoying motherhood and reportedly filming her own series. In the immediate, though, she'll be appearing on Medicine, one of Bravo's top shows. Her connection? She's friends with Buffy Purcell, who's joined the show's latest season, an official friend of the cast. Married to Medicine recap. Ballin' on a budget. On last night's episode of Married to Medicine, there was a little bit of everything. You have reconciliations, budgets, and of course, some drama. I'm starting to think it's weird when there isn't an issue because it's so rare. Jackie Walters and Curtis have big dreams for their house, but are finding out their budget may be too small for their plans. Contessa Metcalf's family is having a difficult time with her being away in Nashville. Simone Whitmore's friend, Buffy, throws a party and things go downhill fast with some of the guests. Are we surprised? It wouldn't be a true Married to Medicine episode without a little shade. Jackie and Curtis to discuss the renovations they want to be made to their home. They both have very different taste in decor. Curtis thinks some of Jackie's choices are too much, including the chandelier in the closet. Jackie is just happy to finally get to work on some of the changes she has wanted for the house. Curtis will just have to deal. He is lucky that they aren't in a condo in the city. Scott Metcalf and Contessa take the kids to the park for some quality time. Contessa doesn't feel like Scott is as emotionally supportive of the kids as she is. I just think Contessa needs to give poor Scott a break. They are two different parents and aren't going to always do things the same way. The kids even admit that they don't like that she's away in school. Her youngest daughter tells Contessa that she sometimes forgets about her when she's not around. Wow, that has to hurt. Buffy decides to throw another end of tax season party. The theme requires everyone to have a $500 limit for their outfits. On the way to the party, Quad Web Lunsford discusses Simone with Heavenly Kimes. Meanwhile, Simone talks to Jackie about her issues with Quad. Both ladies think they are owed an apology. When Quad and Simone see each other, they agree to work out their problems, despite their recent blow-up. Of course, Mariah Huq has to throw a dig when she sees Heavenly. She tells Heavenly that cheap dresses look good on her. When I saw Joseline Hernandez at this party, I knew nothing good would come of it. Apparently, she has been a client and friend of Buffy's for the past 5 years. Joseline clashes with Toya Bush-Harris after she says being a mother is a full-time job. Joseline takes the opportunity to shade Toya about her past tax debt and tell her she looks thrifty. Toya warns Joseline to stay out of her personal business. Maria has to take Toya to the bathroom to calm her down. Buffy attempts to apologize for Joseline's actions. Joseline went off on Eugene Harris as well. When he told her not to call his wife a hoe, Joseline went off. Frustrated with the drama, Toya and Eugene decide to leave. Well, I can't say I'm surprised. Marita meets up with Toya to discuss the party. Toya didn't like how Buffy handled the situation with Joseline. At this point, she has no desire to move forward with Buffy. If anyone has seen Joseline on Love and Hip Hop, they know she can be a lot to deal with. I am questioning why Buffy would even think it was a good idea to invite her. Nonetheless, Toya is looking forward to her upcoming birthday party. Toya decides to have a sip and paint event for her 43rd birthday. She even invites Contessa. However, she leaves Buffy off of her invitation list. Look how things have changed. Toya wants to move on from her past issues with Contessa. The two even hug when Contessa arrives. Simone brings Buffy to the party anyway. Toya isn't happy, but Simone hopes she will give Buffy another chance at the beginning of the event. Toya reveals that she had a miscarriage. After dealing with the loss, she wanted to have something that was positive. Buffy gives Toya a hug and offers condolences. Then nude male models come out. I guess it wouldn't be Toya if there wasn't a twist to the evening. Heavenly decides not to tell her husband about that part of the night. I'm glad Toya finally told everyone what she has been going through lately. Maybe in the future they will be nicer to one another. You never know what someone else is dealing with personally. I doubt this group will totally mend all their issues, but it's nice when they can come together. Married to Medicine recap, naked and not afraid. Jackie takes Heavenly with her to a sex shop to do some research for her new book. While they are in the car, they talk about the events that took place at Toya's birthday. Heavenly admits she didn't tell Damon about the party. Jackie thinks that decision will come back to haunt her. Heavenly feels Toya put her in a situation where she was forced to disrespect her husband. While browsing, Jackie says that she wants all the women to go to Savannah together. Heavenly isn't quite convinced that it will be a good idea. Scott and Contessa talk about her going back to school. Contessa decides to withdraw from the program so that she can return to her family. Although Scott has been overwhelmed, he had no idea she intended to withdraw. I'm sure although he was trying to be supportive, he is happy to have his wife back home with him and their children. Exclusivity. Buffy Purcell exposes the ugly truth about Married to Medicine star Contessa Metcalfe. Married to Medicine Season 7 was one of the craziest and most dramatic yet. Even though the season is over, the drama certainly isn't. Buffy Purcell joined the ladies in Season 7 as a friend of the cast. She's a MD that's fierce, fabulous, and frugal, and not afraid to say exactly what's on her mind. Check out allaboutptea.com's exclusive interview below to find out what Buffy Purcell had to say. Q. Which of the ladies did you know prior to joining the show? Before the show started to film, I had dinner with Dr. Simone Whitmore, and Toya Bush-Harris. I was introduced to Dr. Walters, Dr. Jackie Walters, by a mutual friend, but eventually, I referred her to one of my clients for a job as the head of women's clinical research. She actually called me, and we chatted about the position. She said that she was interested and came to the office for a meeting. When I returned to the office, the founders of the business reported back to me that they were surprised about a few things. One of the things they mentioned was that when they said Buffy thinks that we should, Dr. Walters, cutting them off, said, "Buffy who?" Unfortunately, the dentist, Dr. Heavenly Kimes, who typically is a mouthpiece for Dr. Walters, has been going around telling people that I had an issue with Dr. Walters because we met at a party and she didn't remember my name. Clearly, that was a flat-out lie, something that they both do a lot. It's one thing to not remember someone at a party. It's another to not remember the black woman who referred you to a position where you could earn an extra few $100,000. And let's be clear, my name is Buffy, and I am black. I felt like it was shade, and when she got in the room with the white folks, she forgot about the sister who referred her, like some of them did Maria. So yes, I did have an issue with her because I realized the type of person she was. Being who I am, I told Dr. Walters how I felt, to her face, when I saw her next. She apologized and we moved on. The only reason I am addressing it now is because I'm sick of the dentist spreading scurrilous lies about my character because she is on Dr. Walters' coattail. Q. At the first event of the season, Dr. Damon's surgery center opening, what were your initial impressions of the group? My impression was exactly how they depicted it. 5 minutes into getting there, they were at each other's throats. One of the things they didn't show was that Dr. Metcalfe called Eugene the N-word, and I jumped up to stop what I thought was gonna be a fight. It was just a hot mess, child. Q. What is your relationship like with Joseline Hernandez? Joseline is family. She's my little sister. Her attorney introduced her to me a few years ago to work with my consulting firm. I consult with high-profile people like politicians, professional athletes, and entertainers to help them revamp their images and change their career trajectory. She was a tough cookie, and it took her a while to get her to listen to me. We argue all of the time. She is brilliant and sometimes wins, but she respects that I don't back down. I'm actually going to be the matron of honor at her wedding. She's an amazing mother, and I'm very proud of her. Q. How did you feel when Joseline and Toya got into a little argument at your party? How do you feel about Toya saying you set her up at the party? I was pissed at both of them because they were both wrong, honestly. I can see where Toya was suspicious of me now that I have seen how some of these women operate. But since then, she said that she knows what type of person I am, and there's no way I would ever do something like that. The dentist is the one that started the argument when she said something about bringing that bitch around your husband when referring to Joseline when